Welcome, bienvenidos, welcome, and welcome to the fifth and final episode of Sayonara Baseball's coverage of the 2025 postseason. My name is Brandon Beiser. Commander-in-Chief Kazuki Akiba is here. We reached the end. Let's review the World Series. We went 7 games. We went across borders, and we ended up with a final in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, where the Los Angeles Dodgers go back-to-back as World Series champions. But as we always do, let's go to game one. Dodgers 4, Blue Jays 13. Dodgers got out to an early lead courtesy to 2 RBI singles, and then the Blue Jays tied the game on a Varsho 2-run home run, and then a 9-run bottom 6 just outshines anything the Dodgers could possibly imagine. Snell faced 3 batters, no runs allowed, but charged with an earned run for a base runner scoring later on. Sheehan faced 4 batters, allowed a batter to reach base on each plate appearance, 2 RBI singles, a walk, a fielder's choice. Then Banda comes in, Barger grand slam, Guerrero single, IKF flyout, Kirk home run, Varsho flyout. In total, 9 runs on only 6 hits. Ohtani hit a 2-run home run afterwards. Snell was not as dumb as previous outing. Dodgers bullpen did not strike out any Blue Jays batter. Savage had a good, not great outing. Blue Jays bullpen struck out 8 over 5 innings, allowed just 2 hits, 4-13. Game 2, tables have turned. Dodgers 5, Blue Jays 1. Yamamoto does it again. Consecutive complete game. Gosman goes 5 2/3 for the first time in several starts, only to give up 2 solo home runs when he goes beyond the 5 2/3 to Smith and Muncy. Spoiler alert, they come back to haunt this team again to break up a 1-1 tie. Hoffman allowed a run on a wild pitch, intentionally walking Freeman, got a fielder's choice from Will Smith. Then he struck out Teoscar, but 5-1. And then we go to game 3. And Kazuki, where were you during game 3? And how long could you watch the final?
I was in an airport in Austin and literally was watching this entire game till 2 a.m. Central Time.
Yeah, it was a long one. Freddie Freeman does it again, a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 18th, just like he did in the 2018 World Series. Is that right? Or the 2022 World Series? Nope.
Not 21 World Series.
2021 World Series. Game started off with a rather weird play.
Oh, sorry, no, 24. He didn't walk off anyone in any previous years outside of the Yankees walk off that grand slam in game 1.
Okay, so then the game started off with this really weird play where like Dalton Varsho thought he had ball 4 and Bo Bichette thought he had ball 4, and Bo Bichette started walking to second base and very much was not ball 4, and in a very delayed reaction, he was out.
And remember, guys, this is like a theme that's going to occur throughout this series with base running.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about the IKF get a better lead.
No, but not just that, but pickoff just happening from the Blue Jays side.
Yeah. Well, the Dodgers got early home runs from Teo and Shohei. Blue Jays came back with a home run by Alejandro Kirk. Blue Jays extended lead with a Jimenez sacrifice fly. Dodgers tied up with Ohtani Freeman. They traded runs in the 7th. Then 11 innings of just another baseball game of 0-0 baseball. Dodgers failed to score the scoring position in the bottom 10, 11, 13, 14, and 17th. The Blue Jays had a possible scoring play that was a challenge. The out at home was upheld in the top of the 10th. Dodgers go to Kershaw, who quells the threat in the top 12. And then both teams go to a bullpen arm for 4 innings or more of 65 pitches or more. And then Klein got the win. Freeman led off the top 18 with a home run. George Springer left the game with injury and did not return.
Yeah, I mean, I want to point out this. Lauer at least was like the 6th starter of that Blue Jays rotation. Klein was just an add-in because Vesia could not make it due to personal matters, but Klein has not pitched this many innings in one ball game, let alone over 60 pitches here. So like his gutsy outing led to the Dodgers' victory here.
Yeah, that was incredible to watch. Like Clayton Kershaw in the end posting interviews, like this all is on Klein. He saved us.
Yeah, and I think the other part is the fact that I think all of us who were watching this game towards the end, we all wanted to see a position player pitch at this point.
And according to Dave Roberts, Miguel Rojas would have been the next pitcher.
Yeah, but Yamamoto apparently volunteered, which is going to be a theme again, but volunteered to pitch right after Klein because Dodgers had no bullpen and Blue Jays had no bullpen when they brought in Little as their last guy. And then I believe Shane Bieber was warming up in the bottom of the 18th inning.
Yeah, it was crazy. Game 4, you were at Game 4. What'd you see?
Unlike Game 3, Game 4 wasn't that interesting, unfortunately. I thought, I would be able to watch Shohei, an exciting Shohei game where he pitched and hit, which is like the first time in the World Series history outside of possibly Babe Ruth doing that for the Red Sox. So I thought that would be exciting. It seemed like the Dodgers looked gassed, and Blue Jays started off as a banger, was a Vladdy 2-run shot that just went all the way to the left field fence. And after that, it was just Dodgers could not score anything. They were just beavered up, if I would say.
They were very beavered up. Final score, Blue Jays 6, Dodgers 2. Dodgers went 0 for 5 runs scoring position in this game, by the way, for those that are keeping track. Game 5, Blue Jays 6, Dodgers 1. Blue Jays lead off with back-to-back home runs by Schneider and Vladdy. Yes, Savage had a game of his life. Again, 7 innings pitched, 12 Ks allowed, 1 run earned on 3 hits across 104 pitches.
And remember, he was in single A to start the season.
Yeah. I think Addison Barger was also in like the minors. Like 2 heroes of this series were both very much minor league players to start this season.
Yeah, Barger was in AAA. I think same as Clement, right? AAA
Ernie
players.
Clement, right.
Yeah.
On the other side, Snell allowed 5 runs again, all earned across 6 2/3, struck out 7, but allowed 2 home runs. Banda was the struggler in the bullpen.
So yeah, him and Trinan had a rough postseason.
Yeah, very much a rough postseason. Blue Jays led the game off with back-to-back home runs and never looked back. Let's see what else here. Dodgers only had 1 at-bat with runners in scoring position. So that's a shocker.
Yeah, we thought at this point, Blue Jays had the momentum to, finally win their World Series in the first time in over 30 years. But like we feel as the Mariners, the narrative does not go in that direction.
No. Okay. So for those streaming, I have somehow lost my ability to be on video. So that's cool. And I'm not going to stop. So we're just going to keep on rolling. Probably because I think there's just some, Tuesday magic. Dodgers 6, game 6, Dodgers 3, Blue Jays 1. So we tie up the series when Blue Jays had all to win. So the Yamamoto doesn't pitch a complete game for the first time in 3 games, but the bullpen holds the line, tie up the series at 3 games apiece. Dodgers finally get a hit with Ryan swing position, 2 for 6 on the night. Top third, so the Dodgers played 3 runs thanks to Smith and Betts. Only Blue Jays run was a St. Bringer back RBI single. Absolutely wild bottom of the 9th inning. Kirk was hit by a pitch. Miles Straw becomes the pinch runner. Addison Barger hits a once in a blue moon ground rule double in that ballpark. That ballpark has really high walls. So getting a bounced ground rule double is for very difficult.
Let me rectify this one, but this was stuck literally underneath the fence. So.
On the fly.
Yeah.
On the fly, that's stuck on the fence. Which is like, I think Addison Barger, Ernie Clement was after he was being interviewed, said I've never seen it before in my life. Like I played this ballpark for years. I played this ballpark every day for a season. I've never seen it happen. And like players who have been there for a long time said I've never seen it happen before. Like it Wrigley fielded that ball. No runners scored, so it's second and third. Glasnow comes in. Ernie Clement pop out. Jimenez hits a line out to left where Kike Hernandez is on the run in and on the run throws it to second to double up Barger. Game over. And, just
anticlimactic there.
And for anticlimactic ending. So that's game 6. We have to go to game 7. And everything was on the table. Dave Roberts said it. Schneider said it. Everyone, it was on the table. Dodgers won the game with an extra innings win versus the Blue Jays. Dodgers start Shohei, who gets chased early after a Bo Bichette launch into left center field. Dodgers then into Robleski before going to like 4 starters throughout the season. Sheehan was not a starter during the World Series, but he was a starter in the season. They went to Glasnow, Sheehan, Snell, and then they finished with Yamamoto. Yamamoto got a win in 3 games. 3 games.
Since Randy Johnson right there. Since Randy Johnson in 01.
Oh, had to be a former Mariner. The Dodgers hit 3 home runs 8th inning or later. Muncy to cut the lead to 4-3. Rojas to tie the game, where Joe Davis had the worst announcer jinx on Hoffman. Was it Hoffman?
Yep, he was closing in. It was a 3-2 count. Who expected a 9-hole hitter like Rojas, who hasn't hit a home run against righty all season, hits a bullet down to left field. That was nuts.
And then Will Smith, go-ahead home run in the 11th. The Blue Jays also in starting rotation in addition to regular bullpen arms. All 3 Blue Jay starters that came in gave up at least 1 earned run in addition to the blown save by Hoffman. So, before we get into the base running things, anything before we get into a very much a detailed review of everything that happened here?
I mean, let's dive into that.
Let's go. Okay, so Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the MVP, 2.25 ERA, 0.92 WHIP across 28 innings in the postseason. Dodgers go 4-1 in his starts. His home runs per 9 improved from 0.73 in the regular season to 0.63. His walk percentage dropped to below 4% from close to 9%. His K percentage dipped slightly, but his BABIP fell to 195, reflecting a better command and defensive positioning. Everybody stepped up. Ground ball percentage, 55%. His ground ball fly ball ratio went from 1.7 to 1.95. So it took the pull hitting nature of the Blue Jays neutralized. Opponents produced only a 588 slug on his hard hit 95 mile/hour plus fastballs versus almost 8 in the regular season, which is he cut his 4-seam usage down by 12 percentage points. His curveball percentage was up 47 percentage point or 47%.
Curveball and splitter. I think the main theme here is Blue Jays are a great breaking ball hitting team. And I think the only pitch they really couldn't hit is a splitter. And if you look at any pitchers who were actually successful against the Blue Jays, threw a splitter. And that goes back to the ALDS was Cam Schlittler, who threw a splitter, and he barely gave up runs. And then you go to Bryce Miller, who also hit secondary as just splitter. And then now was Yamamoto, also splitter.
It's amazing as you point that out. 2 pitchers. Bryce Miller's been in the majors for how long? 2 years?
Yeah, a little over 2, like 2.5.
Cam Schlittler's been in the majors for how long?
Less than 1. He
less than 1.
And
one of the most experienced pitchers in baseball uses a strategy employed by 2 pitchers. Well, I mean, this is like I said, you play 3 series, you're going to get observations. Bryce Miller and Cam Schlittler were the 2 most successful pitchers this postseason against the Blue Jays using off-speed pitches. And you put the best pitcher, one of the best pitchers in baseball in that scenario. What is he going to do? Copy it, because he can do it with incredible mastery. And look what he does.
The splitter. They just couldn't figure out a splitter, I think. And then the mix of sinker, the timing was just off across the board for the Blue Jays. So
let's talk about the series as a whole. The Dodgers repeated as champions, first NL team to do so since 1976. The Blue Jays outscored and outslugged the Dodgers across the series with a +8 run differential, but lost on key leverage moments. High leverage conversion. Dodgers won that. Dodgers experienced the bullpen depth, neutralized the Jays' contact-heavy offensive line. Even when the Dodgers bullpen was suspect, they still had the games, the moments in hand.
Yeah, utilizing their starters at that point. Not even a
Toronto
bullpen
had an OPS of 745, higher than the Dodgers by almost 100 points, a 29-point batting average advantage, a 2 home run advantage, but the Dodgers had a higher win probability added. The Jays led all teams in hard hit percentage, barrel percentage, yet stranded a whopping 54 runners in scoring position across the postseason. That is a lot. The Dodgers posted fewer hits, but time percent in games 1 through 5 of the